Hey Michael,
Hello there.
well, we're here in your office and we just said let's put on a camera and find out a bit more about Supercoach Academy. So
Fantastic.
let's have some fun and just ask some questions. Tell me,
Okay.
what is Supercoach Academy?
Supercoach Academy is my dream come true in a way. It's something I've been thinking of doing for 20 years, even before I really knew coaching and knew that coaching was the particular version of making a difference and personal development that I was interested in. It was the idea of putting together a place where you could get the best of the best to teach you. There was a movie called Let's Make Love with Marilyn Monroe and Yves Montand, which I loved as a kid, and I'm not that old, so it was an old movie. But in it, Yves Montand was this millionaire, and he fell in love with the showgirl with Marilyn Monroe, and he wanted to be with her, but she only dated actors. So he needed to learn very quickly how to sing, how to dance, and how to be funny. And so he hired Milton Berle, who at the time was the funniest man in America, and Fred Astaire. I think it was Fred Astaire to teach him to dance and Bing Crosby to teach him to sing. And I remember as a kid thinking, that's how I would want to learn something. I'd want to find the people who were the best in the world at it, and I would want to learn from them. And so I've always loved the idea of putting together a group and bringing in the best in the world at what they do and letting people learn coaching from them. And that's the idea behind Supercoach Academy, without Marilyn Monroe. So, or Yves Montand, depending.
So if Monroe's not going to join us on this, who are the best in the world?
Well, some of the best in the world, again, and I don't want to put anyone down. It's not that if people aren't there, they're not good at it. It's people I've experienced as doing extraordinary things within the field of coaching. And so while I will be the through line, I will be there for every single day of the live training, and I will be putting the whole thing together. Bill Cumming, who's one of my mentors, is somebody that a lot of people might not know his work, because his work has primarily been in the school systems, in the prison systems, and he's been working in the civil rights movement back in the 60s, and he's been doing this for over 40 years. And he does phenomenal work with people at getting people in touch with what it is to be with somebody in a way that they know that they're loved unconditionally and believed in absolutely. And just what that allows to come out of somebody. And you can imagine like what that's like for yourself. What if you really knew that, if there was someone there for you, and whatever you said, whatever you did, whatever you didn't do, that's what you got back. Mandy Evans and other people, a lot of people don't know, but Joe Vitale, those of you who know The Secret, Joe Vitale calls Mandy Evans his secret weapon. And she is coming in and she's going to do a weekend with us on what she's called the option method, which is really looking at this quest that we all seem to be involved in for finding happiness outside of ourselves, and all the prerequisites for happiness. And what happens, how we can really tap into an inner compass and follow our own path. And that's such a powerful thing to be able to give your clients. Because you're not always going to be there, you're not always going to have the answers. You might not even have the answers most of the time. But if you can show them how to find their compass and to tap into that on a regular basis, that's the biggest gift you can give them. Then you make yourself obsolete, and that should be one of the goals, is that you don't need to be there anymore. That's my favorite calls. I was going to call you, but then I thought, what would Michael say? And that's part of the fun of it. Steve Chandler, who is one of the most brilliant coaches on coaching ownership and fearlessness, and he's going to do an amazing weekend with us on creating a fearless coaching practice. Because for me, it's not enough to be a great coach. That's a prerequisite. If you can't make a huge difference in people's lives, I'm not that interested in your work. But once you do that, how do you actually make a lot of money from it? How do you create the kind of life that you want? Because if your coaching practice isn't a part of your wonderful life, what is it for? And so these are the kinds of people who are going to be coming in. We're also going to have master classes, virtual master classes, with people coming in, people like Greg Bear, who teaches about real love and who teaches about what it is to really love unconditionally, and how that's not some airy-fairy thing. That's not something that gets in the way of getting stuff done. That's actually what allows for things to get done. And there's a bunch of names I can't give yet because I don't have people locked in, but I can tell you that I've been thrilled that so many of the people that I've approached have said yes. And so it's going to be a phenomenal experience.